Hello, and welcome to another episode of the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, your host, and joining me today is my amazing co-host, Julia. How are you doing today, Julia?
Hey, Jason. I'm doing great, and I'm super excited about today's topic because it's something that every English learner struggles with at some point: how to actually start speaking English.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what we're going to help with today. So, if you're listening to this and you've ever felt nervous about speaking English, or you don't know where to start, this episode is for you.
Yes, today we're going to share 5 powerful ways to help you speak English more naturally and confidently. These are simple, practical techniques that anyone can use, no matter where you are in your English learning journey.
And the best part? You don't need expensive courses, a classroom, or even a language partner to start using these methods. You can apply them in your daily life, starting right after this podcast.
Exactly. Whether you're a beginner who feels too shy to speak or an intermediate learner trying to sound more fluent, these 5 methods will help you break out of your comfort zone and start speaking English with confidence.
So, stick with us until the end of this episode because we'll also be sharing some bonus tips on how to overcome common challenges like fear of making mistakes, lack of practice, and more.
And if you find this podcast helpful, don't forget to subscribe, share it with your friends, and leave us a comment. We love hearing from you.
All right, let's jump right in. The first thing we need to talk about is why speaking English is so important. Before we share the 5 ways, let's quickly discuss why practicing speaking is the key to fluency. So, before we dive into the 5 ways to speak English, let's take a moment to talk about something really important: why speaking English matters so much.
That's a great point, Jason. Many English learners spend years studying grammar and vocabulary but still struggle when it comes to speaking. Have you ever heard someone say, "I understand English, but I can't speak it"?
Oh, all the time. And that's because learning about English and actually speaking English are 2 completely different things. You can know all the rules, but if you don't practice speaking, it's hard to communicate fluently.
Exactly. Speaking is like a muscle. You have to train it regularly to get stronger. Think about it. If you want to get fit, you don't just read about exercise, right? You actually work out. It's the same with English.
That's such a good analogy. And here's another thing. English is a global language. Whether you're traveling, working, studying, or even using social media, knowing how to speak English can open so many opportunities.
Yes, it's the language of business, technology, and international communication. So if you can speak English confidently, you'll have an advantage in your career, education, and even your personal life.
And speaking English isn't just about job opportunities. It also helps you connect with people from all over the world. Imagine traveling to another country and being able to have conversations with locals. It makes the experience so much richer.
That's so true. And let's not forget, speaking English builds confidence. A lot of learners feel nervous or shy when they try to speak, but the more you practice, the more comfortable you become.
Exactly. And today, we're going to help you overcome that fear. We'll show you 5 powerful ways to start speaking English more naturally and fluently.
Yes. So, if you've been avoiding speaking because you feel scared or unsure, don't worry. We've got you covered. Let's get into it.
All right. Let's start with way 1, speaking with yourself. This is one of the most effective ways to improve your English, and we'll tell you exactly how to do it. All right. Let's dive into way 1, speak with yourself. You might be thinking, wait, what? Speak with myself? But trust me, this is one of the easiest and most effective ways to practice speaking English.
Exactly. It might sound a bit strange at first, but this method is so powerful because it allows you to practice without needing a partner. You're literally your own best practice partner.
Right. For example, when you're doing everyday tasks like making breakfast, driving to work, or even just walking, try describing what you're doing in English.
Yes, or you could pretend you're explaining something to someone. Imagine you're giving a tutorial on how to cook your favorite recipe. It might feel a little silly at first, but you'll be surprised at how quickly your speaking skills improve.
And the key here is consistency. The more you practice speaking to yourself, the more comfortable you'll become. Start small, and as you gain confidence, try telling stories or even narrating your thoughts in English.
That's right. And don't worry about making mistakes. The goal is just to get used to speaking and forming sentences in real time. Plus, you can always go back and correct yourself later.
Exactly. It's all about building confidence and practicing regularly. So, the next time you're alone, try talking to yourself in English. It might feel awkward at first, but trust me, it works.
Now moving on to way 2. Imitate native speakers. This one's a favorite of mine. The idea is simple: shadowing.
Shadowing? Can you explain that a bit more?
Of course. Shadowing is when you listen to a native speaker, whether it's in a movie, TV show, podcast, or even a YouTube video, and repeat what they say, word for word, immediately after they say it.
Ah, I see. It's like you're mimicking the way they speak, their pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm.
Exactly. The goal is to get as close as possible to their natural way of speaking. It helps with pronunciation, fluency, and even understanding how English is spoken in real-life situations.
And the best part is that you can use all kinds of materials. If you're into movies, watch your favorite scenes in English and repeat the lines. If you prefer podcasts, choose one that interests you and just repeat the words as soon as you hear them.
Yes, and don't forget to pay attention to intonation, the rise and fall of your voice. It's not just about the words. It's also about how those words are said.
Absolutely. Shadowing is a great way to sound more natural and get used to the rhythm of the language. Plus, it's fun because you're learning from native speakers who sound confident and fluid. Moving on to join speaking communities. This is so important. If you want to really improve your speaking, you have to practice with others.
Yes, there's no substitute for real conversations. You can join language exchange platforms or conversation groups, either online or in person, to practice speaking with other English learners or native speakers.
Exactly. Websites like Tandem or HelloTalk let you connect with people around the world who are learning your language or teaching English. You can set up video or voice calls, and that's where the real magic happens.
And even if you don't have access to a conversation partner, there are plenty of speaking groups on platforms like Facebook or Meetup. Many of these groups host free weekly sessions where you can practice with others.
And it's important to remember, don't be shy. Everyone is learning, and most people are more than happy to practice with you. Plus, making mistakes in a safe space is how you improve.
Exactly. Practicing with others builds your confidence and also exposes you to different accents and speaking styles, which is really useful when you're learning a language.
Next up, we have record and listen to yourself. Now, this one might feel a little uncomfortable at first, but it's incredibly useful.
It can feel awkward listening to your own voice, but it's one of the most effective ways to spot areas where you can improve.
Exactly. When you record yourself speaking, whether it's reading a short passage or having a mini conversation, you can listen back and really focus on things like pronunciation, word stress, and sentence structure.
And the best part is, you can track your progress over time. If you record yourself every few weeks, you'll notice just how much your speaking has improved.
It's true. You might also catch certain mistakes you didn't realize you were making. You can self-correct and work on those areas where you're struggling.
Absolutely. Plus, the more you hear yourself speaking in English, the more confident you'll feel. It's a great way to build fluency without needing anyone else around.
And finally, think in English. This is the ultimate goal for any language learner. If you want to sound natural and fluent, you have to get to the point where your brain automatically thinks in English.
Yes. When you stop translating everything in your head, you'll speak much faster and more fluidly. So how do you start thinking in English? Well, it's all about changing your mindset.
Exactly. One easy way to start is by labeling things around you in English. For example, you could stick sticky notes on objects in your house, like door, table, window, etc.
Another way is to start describing things in English as you go through your day. For example, when you see a dog on the street, instead of thinking in your native language, try to think the sentence in English. That dog is running so fast.
Over time, you'll start to think more naturally in English, and it'll become second nature. This is the key to achieving fluency. Now that we've covered the 5 powerful ways to speak English, let's talk about something that many learners struggle with. Overcoming common challenges.
That's right, Jason. Learning to speak English isn't always easy, and there are some obstacles that almost every learner faces. But the good news is, these challenges are totally manageable.
One of the biggest challenges is the fear of making mistakes. Many learners feel embarrassed or self-conscious when speaking because they're afraid of saying something wrong.
Yes, but the truth is, making mistakes is part of the learning process. Think about it. When you were a child learning to speak your native language, did you speak perfectly from day one?
Of course not. We all made mistakes, but over time, we learned and improved. The same goes for English. Don't let fear stop you from speaking. Mistakes are a great way to learn.
Exactly. And another big challenge is finding time to practice. We're all busy with work, school, and daily life, so it can be tough to find time to practice speaking.
That's a great point. But the key is to make speaking English a part of your daily routine. You don't have to set aside hours to practice. Even just 10 to 15 minutes a day can make a huge difference.
Yes, try to integrate speaking into things you're already doing. For example, you can talk to yourself in English while cooking, doing laundry, or walking your dog. Small moments of practice add up over time.
Absolutely. And sometimes, learners also face the challenge of not having a conversation partner. But remember, there are plenty of ways to practice even if you don't have someone to speak with.
Right. You can use the methods we've already talked about, like speaking with yourself, shadowing native speakers, or joining online speaking communities. The key is to be creative and proactive.
Another challenge is lack of confidence. It's natural to feel nervous when speaking a new language, but the more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Think about how much progress you've already made.
Exactly. Confidence comes with practice. The more you speak, the less you'll worry about making mistakes, and the more comfortable you'll feel using English.
And last but not least, many learners struggle with motivation. Sometimes it's hard to stay consistent, especially when you don't see immediate results.
That's totally normal, and I get it. But it's important to keep reminding yourself why you started learning English in the first place. Whether it's for career growth, travel, or personal development, having a clear goal can keep you motivated.
Right. And don't compare your progress to others. Everyone's learning journey is different. Celebrate your own victories, no matter how small they seem.
Exactly. So don't let challenges hold you back. Embrace the process, stay patient, and keep practicing. You've got this.
Absolutely. And remember, we're here to help every step of the way. Keep using the 5 ways we've shared today. And before you know it, speaking English will feel much more natural and easy. Before we wrap up today's episode, we want to leave you with some final tips and a little extra encouragement to keep you going.
Yes. First, remember that progress takes time. Learning a language is not something that happens overnight. Be patient with yourself and celebrate small wins along the way.
Exactly. If you find yourself feeling frustrated, take a step back and look at how far you've come. Every new word you learn, every sentence you speak, is a step toward fluency.
Another tip is to stay consistent. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day, try to speak English every day. Consistency is key to making real progress. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now.
Yes, and don't be afraid to challenge yourself. Push yourself out of your comfort zone. Try speaking in front of a mirror, record yourself, or even have a conversation with a stranger in English. The more you challenge yourself, the faster you'll grow.
Absolutely. And finally, remember that mistakes are your friends. They are proof that you're learning and growing. So don't be afraid of them. Embrace them. Each mistake is just another opportunity to improve.
And don't forget that learning English opens up so many opportunities. Whether it's traveling, building new connections, or advancing in your career, the benefits are endless. So keep at it.
That's right. English is more than just a language. It's a bridge to new experiences and a new world. So stay motivated, keep practicing, and trust that you'll get there.
We're cheering you on every step of the way. And remember, you don't have to do this alone. You've got a whole community of learners out there, and we're here to support you too.
Exactly. So keep practicing, stay positive, and most importantly, have fun with it. The more you enjoy the process, the faster you'll improve.
All right, that's all for today's episode of the English Learning Podcast. We hope you found these tips helpful and that you feel inspired to speak more English every day.
Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll be back with more helpful tips and strategies in our next episode. Until then, keep practicing and don't forget, you've got this.
Take care and happy speaking. And that brings us to the end of today's episode on the English Learning Podcast. We really hope you enjoyed today's conversation and found the tips we shared helpful.
Absolutely. Remember, speaking English is a journey and you don't have to do it alone. Every step you take, no matter how small, is progress. So keep practicing and stay motivated.
We know that learning a language can sometimes feel overwhelming, but it's important to stay positive and consistent. Trust the process, and over time, you will see amazing results.
We'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions or need more tips, feel free to reach out to us on social media or leave us a comment. We're always happy to help.
And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an episode. We've got plenty more useful tips and strategies coming your way to help you on your English learning journey.
Thanks again for joining us today. Keep practicing your English, stay confident, and remember that you're doing great. Until next time, take care and keep speaking.
See you in the next episode.